Last night, our investigation into the culture aboard the USS George Washington revealed an atmosphere where thoughts of suicide were shockingly commonplace. The crew had 3 suicides in a single week in April, and the Navy is investigating 7 deaths overall in the past year. Tonight, investigative reporter Chris Horne follows up with an interview of a sailor's mother.
And Regina, this sailor has attempted suicide twice, most recently just last week. His mother says he felt that ending his life was his only ticket off the ship. The mother of a sailor assigned to the George Washington didn't know.
He is one of those people that just sucks it up, and he doesn't really talk about how he's feeling. He's never been that way.
We're calling her Angela, and she didn't know that her son had attempted suicide back in January until he tried to take his life again just last week.
I was blown away. I didn't see any red flags or any indicators that he was going to do this.
She got the call last week that her son was in the hospital, and none of it made sense for a sailor who was just assigned to the Washington in December.
He was pretty excited to go to the Navy.
In fact, he had wanted to be in the Navy since he was in 3rd grade, but not a Navy like this.
And he wanted to be deployed. He wanted to be where the action was.
Not much action, though, aboard a ship that has been in park since 2017. The reality and the monotony of refueling and complex overhaul had set in. The Navy says it's investigating how quality of life can be improved aboard ships that are sidelined for extended periods. In the meantime, sailors could spend most or even all of their Navy career aboard a ship that never goes to sea. A sailor who just left the Washington, as well as the founders of an organization that helps sailors in crisis, both told us that crew members discuss ways of committing suicide.
Who wants to live like that? Who would want to just sit around and just talk about how they're going to end their lives? Like, that is not okay. And if they don't see that as a problem for these sailors to get the appropriate help that they need, then I don't know what other flashing lights do they need.
The Navy's highest-ranking enlisted member, Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy Russell Smith, told Congress this week that suicidal sailors are having to wait 5 weeks on average for a mental health appointment.
Anybody that's come in and say, if I don't get off the ship, I'm going to kill myself, and they're just like, oh, you're not serious. Those people are already, if they're saying it, they're already thinking it.
The sailor who just left the carrier described an atmosphere of intimidation by the chain of command to discourage sailors from seeking help, and substandard living conditions, including bathrooms that hadn't worked for months. Angela's son, meanwhile, is determined never to go back on board.
He just said, you can put me anywhere in the world, and you can have me do anything in the world, but do not put me back on that ship. He said, I would do boot camp for the whole 5 years that I'm enlisted, anything to not to go back to that ship. He said, there's something about that ship, and it's evil.
She says one of her son's predictions absolutely terrified her.
If I have to go back to that ship, my attempt will not be a failure. It will be a success the next time. And that got me scared.
Angela says her son is now getting the help he needed in the first place. She hopes his case will shed light on the need for better mental health support before it's too late for others. And we have extensive coverage of the crisis on the carrier on WAVY.com. Tom and Lena are standing by. WAVY News 10 at 6 starts now.